Good evening and welcome. You're watching Trending Tonight with me, Sanketh Upadhyay. Two stories that we are tracking on the show. Story number one. It's been 22 long days. 22 days. The question that we are asking is, why is the Haridwar Hate Assembly still not in jail? And this is not a wish or a desire or a whim. This is the law of the land. In a matter related to hate speech and disturbing the communal harmony, there are adequate laws in this country where people can be arrested in 48 hours. And yet after 22 long days, there is no arrest. The matter has reached the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has taken note. It will hear this matter, which should have otherwise be heard and justice delivered at the level of the Haridwar police. A Supreme Court has to step in, imagine. So the question remains, why is the Haridwar Hate Assembly after 22 long days still not in jail? Story number two, Yogi Adityanath on a government-owned channel, a channel run on the taxpayers' money, has said that in Uttar Pradesh, the voting will happen on an 80-20 basis. 80% will be with us, 20% will not be with us. So the point very simply is, of course, he's not talking about anything else. This is the population of Uttar Pradesh. Is Muslim isolation in the BJP's calculation Hindu consolidation? And will it necessarily work? Let's quickly go back to that first story that we were tracking right here, the Haridwar Hate Assembly. In just a short moment, we'll run some statistics also and some information about who said what and what has happened in this story for the past 22 days. Alok Vats is the leader of the BJP, Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, and Supriya Shene, national spokesperson of the Congress party. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is an extremely important issue. And Mr. Vikram Singh, I want to begin with you. It's been 22 long days. You are an officer of law. You have dealt with cases like this in the past. Can you please tell us that what are the provisions of the law that will be attracted in a situation like this, and how long should it ideally take to arrest these people?
Sanketji, just 30 seconds. In such cases, one has to make preventive arrest under section 151 of the Criminal Procedure Code, imposition of 144 CRPC, as also holding them accountable under 107-116 subsection 3 of the Criminal Procedure Code, which in Hindi would translate into muchalke pe paband karna. Then once the FIR is registered, that is of course would be happen when they allow this conclave to have happened, that is waking up after the incident. Then the arrest could have happened under sections 295A, 153A, and also National Security Act, subsection 1, impinging public order, because communal situation was vitiated. 6 documents of the police stations are exclusively there for such activities and people who indulge in such activities: Gunda Register, Sampradaik Suchna Register, Sampradaik Gunda Register, Aparadh Register, Active List, and also the Crime Register, and the SO's confidential diary. All these documents will go with the single purpose that they be isolated and preventive action under 110 of the CRPC be taken against them as per requirement. Obviously, nothing has happened. They were never brought on active list. They were not put under surveillance. What to talk of preemptive and preventive arrest? Even after the incident, 22 days, as you mentioned, no arrest has been made, which speaks volumes why they are marking time. It's only after the Supreme Court intervention, I would presume, that they will wake up from their slumber.
No, and what is the fear? Supriya, before I come to you, I want to ask Mr. Alok Vats. Mr. Vats, right now, you have come on various programs where you have said, no, there should be arrests. We agree that there should be, law will take its own course. My point is, what are you waiting for? Is the Supreme Court of this country supposed to do the job of the Haridwar police? Is that what it's supposed to do?
No. I quite agree with Mr. Vikram Singh, and I'm not I don't elaborate the way he has spoken about the whole thing, because he is an expert on this matter. I think this justice has been delayed. There is no two questions about it.
And there is
should
political
have been-
patronage. If you agree that justice has been delayed, will you go so far to admit that this is political patronage? What else is the Uttarakhand government waiting for?
Well,
In an election season,
obliquely-
You don't want to
obliquely
take this action.
your remark is correct that yes, there must have been some patronage from some corner that the law has not taken its course. And you know,
the allegation is that this is institutionalized, deeply institutionalized in the BJP, where nobody is speaking on this issue, right? And the police is not going to take action, and you would much rather court do this job than the BJP, so that you can go to these people and say, what could we have done? The court has said this.
It's not like that, Sanket. But this particular matter, you can say that yes, there has been negligence, and
But
it
that's not
appears
enough.
that,
No, Mr.
you know,
Vatt, see, the point, it's nice for you to take this politically correct position to say, I agree that justice has been delayed. But the point is, wake up now. You have a DGP Vikram Singh who's read the law, who has told you what the provisions of the law are.
I think, Sanket, the concerned people, if they are seeing this show, they should wake up from their slumber and go ahead with what Mr. Vikram Singh has said.
Supriya Shined, do you feel that this is a clear and a direct case of political patronage?
Sanket, with your permission, I would want to first say here, whatever I speak will be more as a very aggrieved and a very concerned citizen of this country than just a Congress spokesperson. Because please understand what is happening. What was once fringe is now mainstream, is not just being given political patronage, but the police chooses to look the other way. And with all due respect, I wish we had officers like Vikram Singh who would read the riot act to these people. The DGP says we cannot take action because no violence has happened. There is a call for genocide and the DGP is waiting for violence to happen. That's point number one. And point number two, I say this with a lot of pain in my heart, and trust you me, this is not political. I think the conspicuous silence of our lawmakers, starting from the Prime Minister to the Home Minister, absolutely silent on a genocide call. आप इस पूरी देश के प्रधानमंत्री हैं, 135 करोड़ भारतीयों के प्रधानमंत्री हैं. The Prime Minister was crying foul when he got stuck in a traffic jam. Here is a genocide call to annihilate over 20 crore Muslims in this country, and you want to look the other way? Is that how we are going to behave now? We cannot let hate come to mainstream, but it looks like it is, because there is political patronage. And I also want to say one thing here. Some of these men, in the name of my religion, and they actually defile my religion because they have nothing to do with the religion that is Hinduism. These men have spoken against women. Yati Narsinganan ने भाजपा की महिला सांसदों और मंत्रियों के बारे में क्या कुछ नहीं कहा है. इनके खिलाफ कोई एक्शन नहीं होता है, इसलिए ये और चौड़े और हौसले से और बदतमीजियां करते हैं. महात्मा गांधी को गालियां देंगे, गोडसे की जय जयकार करेंगे, मुसलमानों को काट दो मार दो ये करेंगे. इनके खिलाफ कोई एक्शन नहीं होगा. भगवान जाने इनके ऊपर कितना वरदहस्त है. इनके ऊपर वरदहस्त सिर्फ और सिर्फ भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार का उत्तराखंड में और केंद्र में मोदी सरकार
Alok,
का.
what's
अगर
your
क्या होता
response?
तो होश ठिकाने आ जाते No, हैं. no. इनके
Alok, what's your response?
response?
में जेल के पीछे डालिए, सारा देश का कानून समझ में आ जाएगा. ये मैं दावे के साथ कह सकता हूं.
Alok, what's your response?
I beg to differ with Supriya. You see, what has happened in Haridwar has not happened in Chhattisgarh. There, the man who abused Mahatma Gandhi and praised Godse, he has already been booked and he is behind bars. And he's also been taken on remand for questioning. So don't compare both on the same level. No. You are aware what has happened to Kalicharan.
Let me give you the explanation. Can I please come in?
Yes,
no,
please.
Sir.
Yeah, please.
Mr. Watts, I respect the fact that you are at least having the courage to say this is wrong. You are wrong there. In Chhattisgarh, Kalicharan spoke against Mahatma Gandhi. In Haridwar, there was a call for genocide, but some of those people also went on national televisions and otherwise glorifying Godse and maligning Gandhi. जो पूछा शकुन पांडे नाम की एक औरत साध्वी बन के घूमती है, उसका मेरे धर्म से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, लेकिन वो खुलेआम गोडसे की जय जयकार करती है. वो क्यों नहीं जेल के पीछे है? यति नरसिंहानंद ने औरतों के बारे में, गांधी के बारे में क्या कुछ नहीं कहा है. मुसलमानों को मारने की बात करिए, रोहिंग्या जैसे मार डालो, ये हमारे धर्म के ठेकेदार बनेंगे.
No, and my point is, Mr. Watts, I have heard from various representatives of the BJP who are trying to say, where were you when, members of a different community
Sanket,
spread hate?
Actually, Sanket, just to be very honest here, the BJP stopped coming on shows where this topic was being discussed. The BJP stopped coming on shows where this topic was being discussed because they did not want to be seen. They did not want to be seen.
Kind people in the BJP like Mr. Alok Vats choose to come on NDTV because otherwise, that's pretty much a 365 days a year position of the BJP on NDTV. Anyway, the point is, Alok Vats, the question over here is different. Right now, there is some attempt being made to say that, oh, where were you when someone from another religion spewed hate? Let's set the record straight here. Any person, irrespective of religion, if he is spreading hate, arrest the person. Arrest.
Any person from any community spreading hate or breaking the brethren of social fiber in India should be booked and taken to task. It stands for all religious so-called gurus or thekedars who claim to be.
One moment. Do you feel that these people are causing more harm to the BJP than good?
According to me, yes.
Okay.
They are causing more harm because we are. Supriya, let me speak, because when this topic comes and the experts like Vikram Singh, who is not a political man, but he gives his unbiased opinion, then we don't have right answers to his the way he spoke about the things, because all this hatred is not done. You can't have country running like this on the note of these people what they are trying to spread in the community. No, not done, and they should not be spared at any cost. No.
Okay, but you do admit that this is not the Supreme Court's job. I mean, for the Chief Justice of India, in a way it is good to set the record straight for future government.
Now the way things are happening in this country, ultimately the Supreme Court comes in the play, and they
no, but isn't this a matter of shame? In Lakhimpur, court has to come in. In this matter, court has to come in. In every matter, court has to come in.
सिर्फ एक सवाल का जवाब दीजिए सर, सरकारें इस देश में किस लिए चुनते हैं हम कि कानून व्यवस्था चले? जब सब काम कोर्ट को करना है तो सब लोग चलिए गुफा में चल के बैठा जाए. क्या बात करते हैं आप लोग? किस लिए चुनी गई है सरकार? तमाशबीन बनने के लिए.
Okay, so the point is,
सरकार तमाशबीन.
I don't think
तमाशबीन सरकार नहीं है. हरिद्वार मामले में सरकार को आप कह सकती हैं, लेकिन छत्तीसगढ़ में ऐसा नहीं हुआ है. वहां पे the culprit has been booked and he is behind bars.
Thank you to Bhupesh Baghel for having the conviction of courage, the courage of conviction to go ahead and arrest him.
Whosoever you may give the credit, but
I wish Mr. Dhami had that credit. I wish Mr. Dhami had that courage. वो तो चरणों में बैठे हुए गिरी महाराज के, वो कहते हैं रोहिंग्या जैसे मार डालो, वो उनके चरण स्पर्श कर रहे हैं. अरे आप चुने हुए मुख्यमंत्री हैं, थोड़ा करेज दिखाइए, थोड़ा हौसला दिखाइए, इसके खिलाफ आवाज उठाइए.
Okay.
आप चरणों में बैठे.
I'm now going to move to discussion number 2. Mr. Vats as well as Supriya, do stay on with us. Thank you very much, DGP Vikram Singh, for joining us, and always speaking your mind on the position of law. Thank you very much. Our topic number 2 is Yogi Adityanath's 80-20 formula for Uttar Pradesh, where on Doordarshan, in a conclave of Doordarshan, which is the state broadcaster run on the taxpayers' money, Yogi Adityanath says in Uttar Pradesh there is an 80-20 formula. 80% will be with us, 20% will be against us. Alok Vats, I want to begin by asking you, first of all, let me tell you what everybody thinks that this is. Everybody. So let's quickly pull up the graphics of the population of Uttar Pradesh according to the census. What does the census say? Right? So according to the census, the Hindu population in Uttar Pradesh is at 79.73%, very close to 80, right? As mentioned by Yogi Adityanath. Muslim population is at 19.26%. Christians are 0.18% and Sikh at 0.32%. Mr. Alok Vats, it is very clear what 80 versus 20 means. Whatever happened to Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas? Please tell me this. Is 80% Sabka Saath?
Let me tell you, Sanket, this is a big misnomer that all channels and everybody is trying to relate to.
Sure.
It's not the Muslims that Yogi had talked about.
Then
I'll give you the detail of the 20%.
Are you finding it tough to defend him?
just please let me speak, Supriya. The 20% consists 9% are criminals and antisocial elements. 3.5% are land grabbers. 2% are people who do atrocities on women. Then you have people who are pro-Pakistan, they are 2%.
No, one moment. Where are you getting this data from? Mr. Watts, where is this data on people supporting Pakistan 2%?
Let me.
What is this NCRB data? My goodness.
Gajab hai bhai.
Can I please be Mr. Watts? First of all, I want to know where is this data coming from?
I will give you where is the data.
No. I need you tell me the source. I will Google it. Where is this data from that 2% of Uttar Pradesh supports Pakistan?
Mataram, they are 1.5%. These people consist of that 20%. You go and find out in the society.
Mr. Watts,
can I please?
One more. I want to understand this with all seriousness. Mr. Watts, I want to understand. When you say that 2% of Uttar Pradesh supports Pakistan, where there are, what was the breakup again?
Jinnah and Pakistan.
No, where what study is this? Who has conducted this study?
This is a social study. Social living in the society.
Where?
You can make out
social study, bhaiya. Kahan se aaya
why are you laughing and relating it to Muslims? Where has he spelled out the word that he is against Muslims? When did he say that?
Okay, I will not, one moment. On this program, I will not link this to the population of Muslims in Uttar Pradesh.
You should not.
I will go by what you are saying. Can you produce this paper?
Sanket,
this fact, Supriya Shinate. Supriya Shinate.
देखिए ऐसा होता है ना, मैं आपको बता दूं.
My homework. This is my one sec. This is my homework in the social field.
अच्छा.
No.
आलोक जी, मुझे पहली बार आपके साथ डिबेट करके इतनी हंसी आ रही है. एक वो होता है ना बच्चे के एग्जाम में जैसे क्वेश्चन आ जाता है.
हंसी आएगी तो आपकी सेहत अच्छी रहेगी.
अच्छा,
no, come on, this cannot be taken lightly. My point is, a chief minister of Uttar Pradesh has gone on television, which is owned by the taxpayer of this country, where he says that this election is 80 versus 20. You are saying that this constitutes anti-social elements 2%, pro-Pakistan people 2%. What study is this? If this is not population, then what study is this?
This is a social study in the field.
No, sir.
These are
general statements. Social study in the field means nothing. You give me
not heard of
Supriya Shinate and then Ghanshyam Tiwari. Ghanshyam, welcome. Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party is also with us. Supriya, this is social study.
Yeah.
According to Mr. Alok Watts. What, where, when, how? We don't know.
It's a social study that he's done in his mind over a cup of tea that he had this morning. That's the kind of social study that the BJP does, because they don't believe in data, they don't believe in studies, they don't believe in research papers, they don't believe in academicians. Alok ji, मैं आपको कुछ नहीं बोली थी.
No, one by one. Mr. Watts, please, one moment. You have spoken. You have told us about the social study. Now we have to move on.
People sitting in air-conditioned offices.
I have just a simple thing. अरे आलोक जी, अब शांत हो जाइए आलोक जी. According to Alok Watts and his study, quote unquote, 48 lakh people in this country, in this state of Uttar Pradesh, the state that you and I belong to and Ghanshyam Tiwari belongs to, in this state of Uttar Pradesh, 48 lakh people are pro-Pakistan. अरे कहाँ से ये figures लाते हैं? The reality is that Yogi Adityanath has nothing to show as far as the 5-year governance is concerned. He is borrowing
Do you want me to give you his achievement?
बीच में मत बोलिए. आलोक वत्स जी, प्लीज बीच में मत बोलिए. आपसे आग्रह है, थोड़ा सा तमीज से बात करिए. 2 मिनट मत बोलिए. He is borrowing roads from America, pulls from West Bengal, dams from Andhra Pradesh, China का एयरपोर्ट दिखाते हैं, फिर वो अब्बाजान करते हैं, फिर वो कब्रिस्तान करते हैं. उनके साथ के लोग तो शामी को क्रिकेट मैच के लिए भी नहीं छोड़ते हैं. ऐसे लोगों को आप अपने साथ लेके चलते हैं. आपके पास कुछ दिखाने को नहीं है, और अब आप सिर्फ नाम बदलने के बाद, आपने क्या किया 5 साल? नाम बदला जगहों का, और सबको पता है किन जगहों का आपने नाम बदला. और अब आप यहां पर आकर 80-20 करिएगा. अरे कुछ तो शर्म करिए. जिस संविधान की शपथ लेकर आप मुख्यमंत्री बने, वो आपको दिखाता है कि आप यहाँ के 24 से 25 करोड़ उत्तर प्रदेश के लोगों के मुख्यमंत्री हैं. आप जब इतनी घटिया गंदी बातें 80-20 करते हैं, एंड फॉरगेट अबाउट दूरदर्शन और एनीवेयर एल्स, he should be ashamed to say this as an elected chief minister. And if he is not going to be ashamed,
okay, Ghanshyam Tiwari, I want to come to you now, but you know, Mr. Alok Watts, I really want information on that data. Where have you got it from? Because for the man on the ground, even supporters of the BJP, if I were to do a straw poll today, they will say this is about population. I have given you the figures. I am quoting the census of this country. You have some bizarre theory. I want to know what data is this and from where. Ghanshyam Tiwari.
You are questioning.
Ghanshyam Tiwari, 80 versus 20, according to the BJP spokesperson here, is not a reference to the population.
How you are relating it to Muslims? Tell me. How you are relating it to Muslims?
IT cell है ना जो दोरपल्ली के ट्रोल हैं उन्होंने
one moment. Ghanshyam Tiwari, please.
आप ना बोले. आपने तो बहुत हल्ला किया चौकीदार चोर है, लेकिन ये नहीं बता सके.
We are eating into Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari's time. Please, one moment.
Sorry.
We won't debate.
Good evening to you, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. Let me point out some facts and my position on the right hand. This is a clear case of hate speech. Keshav Prasad Maurya got away with hate speech before election was announced. Adityanath has gotten away with a hate speech while he was minister. But now the code of conduct is there.
The election has to apply common sense and book this as hate speech. And if that common sense has to be stretched, one has to look at the track record of Adityanath. A 2017 ADR report.
Why do you call this hate speech, Mr. Tiwari?
I'll come to that. Two charges related to promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religion, race, place of birth. This is two charges. Two charges related to injuring or defiling place of worship with intent to insult religion. So he has a track record. The Caravan magazine speaks about his statement from January 2007, when he spoke about how for every 1 person, 10 people will be killed, and he will enable that. So he has a track record of hate speech. The elections have been announced. As an elected chief minister, he has no business to talk about how there is any fight between 80% and 20%. It's not 80% and 20%. This is a fight for the election in Uttar Pradesh, which is a constitutional position. And in that, we are going by the rule book of which is constitution, and election commission is in charge. If today he starts with
but Mr. Tiwari, if let's assume if this is got to do with Hindu consolidation, saying that 80% of the everyone but the Muslims are going to be together, and that will help the BJP. I want to ask you this question: will that happen?
You think if a dreaded criminal is going around with a gun, would you assume that it is a toy gun or is it a real gun? This is exactly what is happening. This is not a toy gun. This is a real beginning of a hate process that will only unfold as the election happens, because BJP is on the back foot. They cannot face the unemployed youth of Uttar Pradesh. They cannot face the people who they said that did not die due to lack of opportunity in their families. They cannot face the farmers. They cannot face the challenges due to price rise. They have nothing to go to people with. If they accidentally win, people have to pay 2,000 rupees. Will have to pay 2,000 rupees for cylinders, 400 rupees for petrol, and whatnot. This is what BJP is capable of. So they will indulge in worst kind of hate speech. If the election commission is listening, and I hope they do, they have promised some very strong actions when they did their press conference. If they are listening, this is the trigger point of a hate campaign, and this man, the sitting chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, must be booked for hate speech and triggering that hate campaign.
Okay. Alok, I want to give you one more opportunity, sir, because I want to know, you listen to what he has said. He has said, Yogi Adityanath on DD News, he says, anti-Hindu elements will not accept Modi and Yogi. This election will be about 80 versus 20. 80% support will be one way. 20% will be on the other side. 80% will move forward with a positive outlook. 20% have always opposed and will continue to oppose, but the lotus will bloom, right? And then I strongly and sincerely request you, sir, please give me the source of your data. And for the benefit of our viewers, also reiterate it.
I told you
that if this is not population, then what else?
IT cell se aaya ye data.
I tell Supriya, let me speak, please. I am telling you, Sanket, this is sheer social work in the field. And let me tell you one thing.
Social work.
By whom?
Which agency?
Done by whom? कौन है भाई ये? कौन social work कर रहा है ये? 48 लाख लोग यहाँ पे pro पाकिस्तान है. कहाँ से ले जाते हैं आप ये डेटा? ये उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता को हर वक्त गुमराह करते हैं. हर वक्त
one by one, please, Supriya, one by one.
क्या बोलते हैं ये?
One by one.
आप फिर मुझे नहीं बोलने दे रही हैं. Let me tell you, Sanket, the fight this time is not between Congress, BJP and SP. The fight is between nationalists and anti-nationalists. This is the first time that the Congress has not gone to Shahi Imam of Jama Masjid for any fatwa.
आप कौन होते हैं नेशनलिज्म का पाठ पढ़ाने वाले? आ गए अपने
Okay, very quickly, Mr. Vats. According to your social report, which has not been corroborated or peer reviewed, can you please tell me the percentage? Can you tell me the percentage according to your report? What is this percentage? I want to
just
know.
throw it in the bin, yaar. What are you even talking about? Why should we listen to this hogwash? I don't understand.
What is what? 2% of UP is pro Pakistan.
Pro Pakistan. 48 lakh log. कहाँ से आते हैं यार? Throw it in the bin.
First time, Supriya.
Why are you even giving him platform?
You have not gone to the Shahi Imam for any fatwa. And nor does he have the guts to issue any fatwa.
Alok Vatsi,
don't tell me.
Provide us with, see the point is, this is okay, I've run out of time. The point is, okay, hard stop please. The point is that for anyone who's trying to tell anyone else in this world that reference was not to population, I don't know. I mean, you are the best judge of what has been said. But imagine this is the speech that has been made from a public platform on the state broadcaster, which runs on taxpayers' money. And the comment is 80% will vote for us, 20% will be against us, in a reference to the population of the state. Is this the general sense of direction in which the Uttar Pradesh campaigning is? Good night and good night.